Oh, you close that door.
It does. It looks really good.
Wow. I look handsome. All right,
Love it,
man.
love it.
So, yeah, we just start whatever. Well, welcome everybody to the 3T Fitness Warrior Academy. Excited to be with you guys. I'm Coach JV, the Warrior Coach. All right, guys. Today our topic is change. Would you agree that we are going through some epic historical times right now called change? Now, here's one thing I want you to think about. It's all about frame of mind. So I'm going to give you some perspective, and then we're going to talk about how to navigate through those change, and we're just going to talk openly, okay? So think about how much things have changed since 14 years ago. So when you had this was a Razr flip phone. That was super exciting. You remember those? Had the Razr flip phone. Did you ever think that you were going to have a computer on your phone? We had MySpace. Do you remember MySpace? That was pretty cool. You played your special song as it came on, the mood you were feeling. That was our social media. Now we have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. The attention span has gone from 30 minutes down to 5 seconds for a human being. So change is inevitable. So we see drastic changing happen in a rapid pace right now, but we've been going through massive changes the last 14 years. We're just seeing it happen very quickly in our timeline. So knowing that, you survived the last change, didn't you? And you're going to survive this change. And how you're going to survive that is through perspective. Because what you're intaking, we're very proud of you for intaking something like this, very positive, because what you're intaking, and I'm just gonna do real talk right now. I just did a TikTok video on this. You may be coming from TikTok. Well, I talked about porn, video games, and food. So all of that is affecting your reality. What do you mean, JV? How's that affecting my reality? Well, if you're watching pornography, you're getting that information going into your brain. It's very negative information, right? It may feel like dopamine, but that's creating a negative environment within your body. You're playing video games all day. You're taking yourself out of your actual reality within your mind and projecting yourself onto something that's not reality, right? And then you're eating shitty food all day, and so your gut that has a brain that's communicating with your brain is not working properly. So you're literally putting yourself in a very catastrophic environment to succeed. Because now you have the news telling you everything's falling apart. Your TikTok, there's just negative video after negative video after negative video. They're all getting a ton of attention. And so you've completely lost control of your mind. So as you go through the change, I want to encourage you to grab hold of the reins, okay? Now, how do you do that? And I'll kick it over to Kev after this. How do you do that? Is you do it through understanding that the input that you're taking in is going to change everything within your thoughts, and it's going to actually change you at a cellular level. So steps to do it is, what do you watch? Are you watching positive things on TV? Turn off the TV. I don't think there's not a lot of positive things on TV. Just turn off the TV. If you're on TikTok, are you looking at uplifting stuff? Yeah, watching dance videos, fine, things like that. But what do you find yourself watching all the time? Men, speaking to you specifically, or some women too, is pornography. I would recommend eliminating it or moderation. I'm not saying cut it out if that's something you enjoy doing, or if it's a release for you, I guess. Kind of weird to talk about it, but truthfully though, it's reality, right? And we need to start talking about reality. But if you start to eliminate that from your daily activities, it's going to free up some very, very valuable mind space. So what I want to encourage you to do is really change the input that's coming in. Now, things that I do personally is I have a pattern that I follow on a daily basis. I've cut out pornography completely out of my life. It's something that's really changed my life, and I'm admitting it. I watched it before. I'm not proud of it, but I would watch it very modestly, I guess. Not modestly. Moderation, modesty, or whatever. I wasn't like watching it every day. I wasn't addicted to it, but it was something that I would look at, and I realized that every time I looked at it, I had this pit feeling in my stomach afterwards. And here's how I got over it. This is real. Should I tell him? Yeah. Okay, this is how I got over it. Yeah. Really, it's really fucked up, but this is how I got over it. So I have a daughter. How I got over it, I'm like, that is somebody's daughter. Done. It was done. Literally, boom. It was literally a vibrational shift within my body. That's somebody's daughter that I'm watching. And I was done. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I just can't. It's so low vibration for me personally. It's gonna make me emotional. I imagine that's that's their dad, or that's somebody's dad, or that's somebody's daughter. See how it jumped in my mind when I thought of it. I'm like, what the? I have to stop. I have to. So that's how I got over it. Sounds drastic, but that's how I did it, okay? That was one of the things that I did. What I replaced it with is wearing headphones all the time. If you see me outside of here talking to Kev, Brian, or my mom and dad, and that's about all I talk to, and our clients, is I'm wearing headphones all the time. So morning, I'm listening to motivational videos. I'm listening to music that uplifts me. I like a lot of like Kid Rock, things like that. Gets me pumped up. And then during the day, I'm also listening to alternative finance. I go opposite of everybody else in the world. So I'm listening to things financially and how things are changing, assets. So I'm constantly educating myself on that. And then at night, I listen to 528HZ, Subconscious Mind Wealth Programming, every single night. So I'm programming my brain and the input that I take in. YouTube videos, I control what I watch. Do I get caught up in negative stuff? Absolutely. Coach B just came up with a really good idea this morning. He said, how about we do this? Within the 3T Fitness Center, we don't talk about anything negative. We call each other out. We just stop. We refuse to talk about anything negative, and that's going to raise our internal vibration. So change is inevitable. Hopefully the example made sense that 14 years ago we had flip phones. We didn't even have TikTok. We didn't have any of this stuff, and you forgot about all that. So you're just going through it at a very rapid timeline right now. It's no different. But how you handle the change is going to predict your future in the next 5 years. Kevin, anytime.
Man, yeah, change is inevitable, and change is uncomfortable in a lot of cases. In a lot of cases, change is really uncomfortable. So there was just two things that I was going to cover as far as change is considered. And one is definitely, well, first let me respond to that, because I actually heard someone else say that about pornography. They literally said that's somebody else's daughter. That is not the first time I heard that. So that I was like, whoa, if you do put it in that perspective, it is something that you would kind of be apprehensive about, simply because in the majority of those cases that it's not a really beneficial environment that what's going on in those particular, on those particular platforms. So that's just something to think about. It's something that I struggle with too. I'm trying to limit that like all the way down to a zero. It's not something that I'm addicted to either. It's like just one off, moderately. Sometimes it's just like, all right, whatever. But to really focus in on that thought of, man, this could be somebody's daughter, that could be the catalyst for you. That could be the catalyst to be like, okay, man, I'm going to eliminate it cold turkey. I've cold turkeyed other things before in my life, and you find a really grounded, solid reason within yourself to just be like, I'm done with that, dude. Like, I'm done with it. Or you can build up compile a huge list to where you're like, it doesn't do this for me, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do this, and boom, there you go. So again, that could be a little uncomfortable initially. That could be a little uncomfortable, but that's something that we're supposed to do. We're supposed to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations so that we grow. That's the only way we grow. That is the only way we grow. We have to go through the discomfort, and when we push through that is what helps us to grow. So if you think about it, if you are trying to lose weight, if you're trying to lose weight, sorry, we got somebody working on the water. If you're trying to lose weight, uncomfortable, working out, uncomfortable, treadmill, uncomfortable, right? All of that, it's uncomfortable. Trying to learn something new, trying to go into school, learning a new skill, uncomfortable because you're unfamiliar with it. You're like, what is, like, I don't get it, and it's so hard, tests and blah, blah, blah. Uncomfortable. I mean, I could literally go down a whole bunch of lists. It's in everything. It's in every single thing. Everything is discomfort, but when you push past that, it helps us to grow and be better people, right? The second thing that I want to talk about is what we're watching, man. Like, because it all ties into this. What we're watching is super, super, super important. And I realized as a kid, I was greatly affected by movies, man. I have staple movies that I can almost repeat verbatim, and I can still watch them over and over and over again. It's a combination of visuals and sounds that make us drawn to it. We're so attracted to certain things that we see or certain things that we hear. You know, we can hear a motivational speaker and be like, oh, and you'll feel it. You can hear it and you'll be like, oh, that just got me going. You don't even have to see the person. But then again, you can go and you can watch something and you'll be like, whoa, those visuals are crazy. Like, I was just talking about that with one of the movies, Ready Player One. It's got the DeLorean in it. I was just watching it. I was just like, I didn't even care what the plot was. I was just watching the movie because the visuals were just, they got King Kong chasing them and slamming them. I was just like, this is incredible, man. I was like, wow. But that's how I am, because that's how I groomed myself as I was growing up. So it really impacts me what I'm looking at. So like what Jay was saying, as far as the TikTok and the news and the negativity and all of that, it's good to be informed. It's good to be informed, but once you get into, Coach B mentioned this earlier too, once you get into that viral spiral where you're just, you will lose a lot of your life. Just plain and simple. You will lose a bunch of your life if you start doing that. And I know, because I'm speaking from experience. Like, I've got on TikTok and I have literally scroll, and I'm looking, and like literal bunches of time is passing, half an hour, hours, and I'm like, how many videos did I look at? I only looked at a few videos, but it's just, you're so enthralled into what you're looking at that it changes your perception of time. Ooh, that's another topic that I got to talk about, dude, because I'm like, if we go in outer space and then we're younger in outer space, but is that only our perception? That's a whole nother topic. But yeah, dude, it's tripping me out. But sorry, don't mean to go off topic. Again, another one of my personal beliefs is that we have a universe. We have an entire universe inside of us. And through your pupil, I think your pupil is black because it's boom. That is the target into the universe, into your personal universe. So if you think about, what do you want? If you had a chance to build a universe, what do you want inside of it? And the way you put things inside of it is by watching particular things. So think about that. If whatever you're watching, you're just adding that into your universe. Like, okay, yep, I want. So it's like, if you want to watch porn all day, that's all you're adding into your universe, and then that's going to make you react in that type of a fashion. It's not really beneficial. It's kind of, they use each other. It's lustful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is just factual things. It's obviously not set up as a romance novel or a romance movie or nothing like that. It's very just, it's not beneficial. It's just not. So if you think about, okay, what do I actually want to look at? What do I actually want inside of me? Because whatever you put inside, and that's audible or visual, whatever you put inside, that's going to shape the universe that's inside of you, and then you'll start to portray that out to the world. So really try, and I'm coaching myself. This is not like I'm telling you law, blah, 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 this is what's going on. It's just when I'm starting to realize things about myself, this is just how I think about myself, and what am I putting in my face? What am I putting into my universe? How beautiful do I want my universe to look? And if you start to, if you think about it that way, then it could definitely change your life. So that's just something, it's just a guide, it's just the advice that I would recommend trying. It may not be for you though, and that's okay. You might have a different method, but try something like that to see, if it'll benefit you, because we always say we want to work from the inside out, but what are the methods to do that? So.
That's awesome. And so I had a girl that reached out to me and said, what about women, right? Well, women, this is not exempt. This is women too, right? It's the power of sexual energy. It is one of the most powerful energies in the world. Read the book, Think and Grow Rich. It's my absolute favorite book. It's one of the principles within the book, because people have ruined companies because of it. People have ruined marriages because of it. People have ruined their relationship with their kids because of it. It destroys people's minds when they lose control of it. And it's something that is very hard to do. And as we said, we're being self-aware. We are always coaching ourselves. We're not casting judgment. We're not saying you're a bad person. We're not saying you're a good person for it. We're not saying anything. It's just us projecting our feelings and things that we've learned through the growth process that we've gone through. I know personally for me, it's changed my life. It's literally changed my life to take control of the sexual lustful energy. Do I fall into the thought and the lustful energy? Absolutely. It's a hard thing to do, and then it's neat to experience it at that level, because when you lose control of it and you know you're losing control of it, you gain a lot of power. And when you can rein it back in, it's like, wow. So I'm waiting until I'm vibrationally aligned. So when I meet somebody that's vibrationally aligned with me, imagine the power of that relationship. When there's no pornography needed, when everything is lustful, it's beautiful, it's love, it's compassion. Those are the type of relationships we should be seeking by improving ourselves, because the level that we improve is what we're going to attract. So we're just going to continue to encourage you guys, and just come and if you have anything you want to hear about, comment below. So we would love to hear from you guys. What do you want to learn about? If we don't know the answer, we'll bring somebody on that has the answer. That's our goal, is to grow as a community, to help heal people all over the world, because we're not your coaches. You're the coach. We're just going to give you the awareness and the tools to open up your mind to the possibilities of you as a human. So we love you guys.
Love you guys.
Appreciate you.